Bonk SpotCast.
Welcome back to Bonk SpotCast, a podcast about the Bionicle community and its very creative members. Today I'm talking to a much requested guest, and he's a good friend of mine. It's Student Scissors, or Student.
Hello.
Student has some banger MOCs and also happens to be really into Transformers and the Nostalgia Critic. So how are you doing today?
I guess I'm doing well. Not a super productive day, but I've had a fair amount of productive days recently, so I guess it's okay to have one where I'm a little bit lazy.
That's good. Where are you from?
I am Canadian, but I will not specify any further. I guess Ontario, I'll say. Southern Ontario. But I am genuinely a little bit terrified that there's at least like 2 or 3 12-year-olds on the internet that like actually have a parasocial relationship with me and will try and find me. That is a fear. So
That's awesome. If those 12-year-olds want to DM me, I will send them Students City and we'll go from there. Some payment may be required, but we'll see. Anyway, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
So I am, as you mentioned, a big Transformers fan. Growing up, it was kind of like the big 3 were Lego, Transformers, and Bionicle. And like, obviously Bionicle is Lego, but it was important enough to me that like just Bionicle on its own was like on the same level of interest as the entirety of the rest of Lego. And I guess I just never grew out of it. As a kid, I watched a lot of YouTubers that would make Lego Transformers because like 2 of my favorite things in the world getting mixed, naturally, I'm going to be interested. And ironically, those people only like 5, 6, 7 years older than me. So like I was basically growing up watching other kids make videos, which is such a weird like modern like internet age experience. And I was so inspired by that I started my own channel, which is where probably most people would know me from, where I posted my own Lego Transformer builds. But throughout all that, I was still always into Bionicle. And Bionicle doesn't really make sense as like a video format, in my opinion. Like it's hard to talk about a Bionicle build. So Bionicle mostly stays off of my YouTube channel and goes on my other social medias like Instagram or Flickr. And I have a bit of a following on there, but nowhere close to the YouTube crap, which is probably where people would recognize me from.
Okay, that's cool. I like your comments about growing up watching YouTube and getting inspired, because like I had a similar experience. Like YouTube, I think, came to be when I was maybe like 10 or 11 or something. And I just remember watching like Smosh and like random like really small creators back at the time.
I almost like don't even remember a world before YouTube. Like what? It was 2008 when it was first like created, right?
I'm not sure.
Because like I was born 2002, so I was like six-ish when YouTube starts. And like I kind of don't remember when I was introduced to like using the computer, but it was probably like around that time. So like to me, YouTube was just this like foundational thing that has always existed.
That's cool. Did you ever play Neopets?
Neopets. I think I did like a tiny bit of Webkins, and I think like Beanie Babies had their own thing. Like, I think you could buy like digital beans, which you could plant, and they would like grow into furniture for your Beanie Babies.
Oh, interesting.
I might be making that up entirely. I don't remember.
Yeah, well, Neopets is like how I got started using the computer, and like
Okay.
around that time, Flash was also a really big thing, like Flash cartoons, like Newgrounds and
Yes.
stuff like that. So my brain was permanently damaged at a young age, which was wonderful. And YouTube's doing the same thing to kids now, so that's great. The tradition continues. And I'm glad that you are contributing to that. Although I will say your channel is a lot more like interesting and like cool than a lot of the like Bring It On.
It's also like I try and like anyone who knows me knows that like I guess like I'm like a pretty like I guess like I don't know if like the words like immature or like kind of out there in like in terms of like social interactions. Like I'm not a very serious person. Or I try not to be very serious. But when it comes to like how I present my YouTube, other than like some rare exceptions or like joke videos, like I try and keep it like pretty straight laced. Like people like I'm making videos to show the build, and people are there for the build. They're not there for, you know, like Student Scissors personality, you know.
That's what they're here watching this for. So
That's what the two parasocial 12-year-olds are here for.
Yeah,
to finally hear me talk normal, not in my YouTube voice.
I feel the very same about Bonk Spotlight. Like, it was more so when I was just doing the spotlights. Like, I tried to be a lot more like professional or like whatever. But like now doing the podcast, it's like on the one hand, I like being myself. Like a more drawn back version. And on the other, like I worry that like when I make jokes or something, like people are gonna be like, "Shut up." But
yeah, it's like a fine line you have to like tightrope.
Yeah, I try and balance, but yeah. Anyway, what's the origin of your username?
So before I had the username Student Scissors, I won't say my name because it's not very common. So if I say my first name, people could find me, and that terrifies me. But there's like a 3-letter combo that is like an acronym that if you say it, it sounds just like my first name. It's like a homophone. Is that the word for that? Where it's like two different words that are pronounced the same?
I think so.
And like I thought that was really cool. So my original, I think, YouTube screen name were those 3 letters and then FTW for the win.
Okay.
So it was just like 6 letters, like a 6-letter. And I don't know if it was ever like a full acronym, like if I expanded the one that was a homophone for my name. But then I think in 5th grade, I came to school on the first day of school, and someone had bought a pack of Staples Student Scissors, and the shipping box for like the set of them was just sitting empty on my desk. So I wore it like a hat, and I thought, that's so funny. I'm so funny. I should use Student Scissors as like a nickname now.
That's really funny, actually. I didn't know that.
It's incredibly embarrassing, but so like no one in my real life like ever took that seriously as like that should be my nickname now. No one like thought it was funny. No one cared. But of course, then I went home and was like, yeah, no, that's the new go-to username on every platform.
That is awesome. Honestly, like everything you said about like embarrassing childhood memories, like you're just a child, right? Like it's like kind of to be expected.
Yeah.
Even though you are going to look back and cringe, of course. But like, I don't know. My first YouTube account was like Zim fan numbers. And then I made Invader Zim AMVs.
Oh, no.
It could be worse, you know?
Yeah, because like I must have said it on YouTube. And then like the first, my first like major like online community I joined was the TTV message boards. And that was where like I wasn't just like watching things or like throwing things into the void for like 5 people to watch. I was actually like meeting friends, many of which I still talk to this day. And I think if it weren't for that, like if that hadn't happened then, I'm sure the Student Scissors name wouldn't have stuck. But because like I still talk to like 5 or 6 people from that era, and they've always known me as Student, I just kind of kept it.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense. So you talked about like Bionicle being a big deal for you as a kid, and like still kind of a little bit. How did you get into it? That's like the confusing part of my childhood
is there are so many things where I genuinely don't remember the time before. Like Lego and Transformers, were just always there. I don't remember ever getting into them. It was just like I was born loving them, and I think Bionicle is like very similar, if not for the fact that I can like vaguely remember buying Balta, the red Voyatoran, and I think he might have been my first set. So that's like 2006 when I'm 4. So I guess I got into it. Probably my brother was probably already into it, and I liked what he had, and I went and got Balta at the store. And I think I might have been on vacation when I got him because I don't remember where I got him. And like I lived in the same place for like the first 18 years of my life, so it's not like I know every store I could have bought Lego at in my childhood, and it was not in any of those. So I must have been on vacation and got a Balta.
That's awesome. I have like strong vacation memories of buying Bionicles because like if you ever like go to the States as a kid, it's like I guess it's like slightly cheaper over there. So my parents were like, "Oh yeah, get some Bionicles." Like the best thing.
I think like it's weird. It's like so much of my early memories are so like framed around the toys.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember what vacation I was on when I got Balta. I just remember I was not like in Ontario. And like similarly, like I have like a cat, my cat Tinky, who we got in 2011. And the only reason I remember that is because it was the year that Transformers Dark of the Moon came out. And the day we were getting Tinky, I was like, my life couldn't be better. I'm getting a new cat, and there's a new Transformers movie coming out this summer. And if it weren't for that, I would have no clue how old my cat is.
That's hilarious. Honestly, I get it though, because like I have a lot of experiences like that. One of them was like a vacation memory where like Kreka, like I just got Kreka, and like I could not wait to build it. And like I guess it was a vacation that was like with family friends. So like we were back at the hotel and there was like a party going on basically in like the connected rooms or whatever. Like everyone else was outside enjoying themselves eating or whatever, and I was just in the bedroom like building Kreka.
I remember my family went to Hilton Head a couple times, and I remember they had this is more Transformers, unfortunately, not Bionicle, but they had I think the first movie had just come out, so they had like so many toys out, like it was just this giant merchandising push, and like me and my brother, we would always get 2-packs and we would split them. So he got Cliff Jumper and I got Barricade, and we played in the car quite a bit.
That's awesome. I mean, Transformers is close enough to Bionicle, honestly. Like,
yeah, there was definitely like a couple Bionicles on the mood board when they were planning the 2007 movie.
Oh God, yeah. There's definitely a trifecta between like Bionicle, Transformers, and like Gundam, for example, because yes. Those are the three where like a mom will see one of them and be like, oh, that's this, like the other one. Except they wouldn't know Gundam at all, probably.
Yeah, I was never an anime kid, so I completely missed Gundam growing up. But nowadays I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got into the sets at some point, but less so now that I've gotten back into Bionicle, but it definitely scratched the itch in the Dark Age.
Yeah, everyone's got that, like, the thing they went to in the Dark Age. I think for me it was definitely Transformers and, building them out of Lego. But I know Gundam is a pretty popular one for lots of people.
When did your Dark Age go from?
Well, that when I say Dark Age, I more so mean like the Bionicle Dark Age of when between G1 and G2.
Okay.
Like I myself never I had like I think a personal Bionicle Dark Age around that time when it got canceled. But like there has not been like a time in my life where I haven't just been thinking about toys, unfortunately. Never outgrew this shit.
That's fair. I definitely had a Bionicle Dark Age, but I immediately started coping with other toys
Yeah.
that I could afford.
I want to shout out, I think some, like, I have like a pretty distinct memory of like this one guy getting me out of like a Bionicle Dark Age of like not really playing with my Bionicles anymore. And that is Shadow Gear. I did not watch him in like his original YouTube channel, like his original form, because that channel got deleted, I think, like years ago. But eventually, like around I think like 2013ish, he came back as like the Clockwork Tempest, and I found his stuff, and it was like, oh my god, I need to make stuff like this. And then that like got me right back into like trying to build Bionicles again.
That's awesome. Getting inspired to make stuff is like a really cool feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, how long do you typically spend on a mock?
That is there's like a pretty big time range of like what can happen. Like a lot of the system stuff I build, I use this kind of system where I don't worry about colors. I just build with whatever pieces I have around me. And like sometimes I won't even build like both halves of something. So like if I'm building an Optimus Prime, I'll only build his left arm and leg because he's symmetrical. So if one arm works, I know the other one works. And like if I'm really into it and it's not a particularly complex thing, like most things I'll knock out in like a day or two. But then there are like the major projects where it'll be like a design that I have no clue how to figure out. Or honestly, most Bionicle stuff takes a lot longer than that because I think I'm just less good at Bionicle than I am at system. Or like, I guess less confident at it.
That's fair, yeah. I wouldn't say you're bad at Bionicle. Looking at some of your BioCut mocks, goddamn, bro.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I like the stuff I make these days. I think that I prefer, or I'm happier with the Transformers. Like I think, like there's that saying, like Jack of all spades, but master of none, or whatever.
Trades, yeah.
Trades, not spades. Jesus Christ.
Coreyism.
Oh no, no. But okay, but that's kind of how like I want to be in a sense. Like other than making Transformers out of Lego, that's kind of like what I've honed in on as my hyperfixation. Mm-hmm. But like everything else I try and learn or try and do creatively, like I'm a much less perfectionist, I guess, or like more just like I want to be competent at everything I like, but I don't need to master those things, or I don't feel as much of a drive to master those things as I do with my stupid Lego Transformers hobby.
That's fair. I mean, you've made some impressive Transformers, so I
Thank
understand.
You. I get really competitive about Lego Transformers.
What do you mean competitive?
Like when I am making a Lego Transformer, I will be watching other people's versions of that character and like coming up with mental lists of ways I don't like their version. And going like, I need my version to be like the way I want it, kind of. Or like no one, like growing up as a kid, if you've ever seen the original Optimus Prime design, he has like, you know how his arms come out of the truck and like the holes where his arms are form his midriff, like the shaping of his torso.
Not really, but go on.
But you can put a picture up or something.
Okay.
Basically, there's like just like a hole in either side of his midriff where his arms came out of. And in the cartoon, they added some like extra meat there that folds out to fill it in. So he doesn't just have like a capital T for his chest. Mm-hmm. And growing up, almost nobody added that. And like, it would drive me nuts as a kid. I was like, I need to be the guy who finally figures this out. I need to do it, damn it. I would say nowadays I've mellowed out a lot. Like it used to be, I need to make the best Optimus Prime, but now it's, what would be my favorite Optimus Prime? What would be like what do I prioritize as far as like articulation or durability or complexity, and trying to aim for what I think would be the best. And if someone's already made it, my interest in building it plummets.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So like I know you recently made a little Matoran for the Ignition contest.
Yes.
Other than that, what was the last Bionicle build you made?
Oh man. I think it might be my BioCup entry. I don't think I built anything between BioCup and the Matoran.
Okay.
For those who don't know, BioCup is a yearly like tournament style competition for building Bionicle-ish models based on like themes for each round. It's very fun.
It is fun. Oh, I always get kicked out of round one, but the prompts are fun anyway. I see you have that like all Odinian rejects build.
Yes.
Was that like made before BioCup?
Yeah, that collab. I don't know if this is like public knowledge, but it genuinely took that friend group like 2 years to get them out. So I think in the time that that I first built that and I got to post it, there was like 2 BioCups worth of MOCs.
Oh,
wow. So yeah, that was long ago.
Okay. Interesting. Speaking of MOCs and such, there's been some discussion in our own circles lately, though I guess this was a couple of weeks ago now, about flicker MOCs versus quote-unquote regular ones.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on simpler MOCs with more articulation versus more stationary designs? And do you have a preference?
I really enjoy building both, but I do think that on my own time, I more so enjoy building simpler MOCs. Like most of what I build outside of contests, although I haven't in a while, has been like more Bionicle MOCs, like trying to make canon characters or characters that would be canon compliant and like trying to capture the aesthetic of early Bionicle and stuff like that. Like that, I guess it's less so a preference of that style or aesthetic and more just like a matter of inspiration, I guess, or of like a starting point for building. Like I find it very hard to like come up with an idea for something that would make sense as so many call it a flicker MOC, which I think is like a fine term. I think it's whatever. I know there's some people who hate that term, but I like to use it. Like I only really do that for BioCup because when I'm just sitting down, like I'm not kind of thinking up ideas that I think would translate very well to that. Whereas with Bionicle, I talk to so many people about this stupid story that we're all obsessed with. And it's so easy for me to be like, oh, what's that character that never got a set? It could be kind of cool to make them. And like, of course, I'm going to make them so that they would fit with the other sets of their era. Where it's like, there's like such a clear starting off point or like jumping off point for a more, I guess, a G1 MOC compared to doing like a flicker MOC for me. Like, I just don't really think of flicker ideas, I guess.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. I don't know if I consider myself anywhere near a flicker MOCist per se, but I do sometimes like to do statues versus like more articulated stuff. To me, like personally, like I know some people really like to like make MOCs that like can pose in crazy ways. I've never been about that, but like more power to them, I guess.
I think there's like a wall you kind of hit with like how good you can make something look while maintaining like crazy levels of articulation. Like, I feel like there's this kind of trap where it's like people see that most MOCs don't have certain points of articulation, like, you know, an ab crunch or that's the main one I can think of, like ab crunch waist swivel, sometimes like bicep or thigh swivel, stuff like that. These more like complex points of articulation, and they're like, no one does this, so it must be really hard. And then they just like pop like a basic ball joint on there, and they're like, look at my revolutionary idea. It's like, well, no, we all know you can do that. It's just it doesn't look good. Which is maybe me being a bit of a hater, and I'm not trying to be a hater here. And if you do like a ball joint in the midriff, it's whatever. It's fine. I just think it looks kind of nasty.
Oof. Public enemy number one over here. Anyway, how involved in the Bionicle community are you?
I think my involvement has probably gone down a fair bit. When the contests, the TTV contests, rather, to be more specific, were happening, and everybody was inside and on quarantine for COVID, it was like, like kind of the number one thing to do with your day was sit around complaining on Discord and talking about what rules they should or should not have. And, like I would enter probably, like, I think I entered most of them. I think the only one I skipped was Helrix. And, I was in all the public servers and public spaces, either engaging in discourse or maybe messing with people a little bit. Whereas nowadays, I think I've left almost all public servers I'm in. I don't really want to be in public spaces. I've kind of found the people I want to talk to, and I kind of keep my circle closed.
That's fair. I in my experience, private servers are definitely the way to go for sure.
Yeah. I think with a lot of things, there's like this misunderstanding that if something is public, it should be for everyone. Where it's like, it's not public. You don't make something public because it's for everyone. You make it public so that the people that will want to be there can find it and will join,
Yeah, I can see that.
It's like to bring it back to like contests as an example, when those TTV contests were happening, people that didn't like building more kind of classically styled Bionicles or like lore compliant builds got really upset when the contests weren't catering to them and like their sensibilities. It's like, well, because those contests aren't for you. And in a similar way, like BioCup, a lot of people get really upset with BioCup for, allowing pretty high amounts of system and generally not trying to go for that classic Bionicle style. It's like, well, because those contests aren't for you. It's like, I think it's okay for a public space or a public event to still be catered to a specific demographic, because otherwise there's kind of not a lot of value to it.
That's fair. I guess you could think about ABR that way.
Yeah, I don't touch ABR with a 10-foot pole.
I totally respect anyone who doesn't wish to dip their toes into that hellhole, but it is very funny, so... but yeah, that's just an example of a server that's open but very niche at the same time. Yeah. Anyway, of the more private servers you're in, like what sorts of groups do you associate with?
Well, I for a while I was in a friend group called the Cliff Horse Crew. And those were the people that I met on the TTV message boards. But nowadays, those people, we've kind of like just like proliferated into all the other servers and all the other friend groups. So now it's like I share like 5 servers with those 5 different friends. And it's kind of like the original friend group. It's kind of rotting in a closet somewhere. Whereas, we've branched out into all these other ones. A big one is in terms of like finding like-minded creative folk. Like one of the Lego Transformers YouTubers I watched like religiously as a kid, IX Reload IX, around, when was it? It must have been like 2016-ish. He started a private Discord server for Lego Transformers builders. And like that I've met tons of people through that, and I use that server quite a bit. And then there's other servers where it's like where it's just like somebody at some point was like, "Hey, I know all these people that make cool stuff. I want to know them, or I want to get to know them." And then you get them in a server, and it kind of forms its own culture.
That's cool. What's something about the community that you love?
Oh,
the evil laugh.
If anyone who knows me knows that I do like to complain about the Bionicle community, but I do genuinely like that we're still here, we're still building. That there's people that are still finding new ways to put these silly toys together in like cool and interesting ways. I also love the people who kind of find their niche and really hone that to deliver like really cool shit for the rest of the community. Like people like Socketball or Nate, the casters, that kind of found this tangentially related hobby and brought it into our community and are just constantly making these really cool things that I have bought many of.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the kind of the contest culture of running events of like BioCup, Cannon Contest, the Fandom contests. While I might not always agree with certain rules, I really love that running events that encourage people to build is still so prevalent in our community.
Definitely. You said you would never complain about the community, right? But if you were to, what are some of your gripes?
I gotta. This one is going to be even trickier because although I have so many things I would say, I don't know how many of those things I want to say on a public forum.
Oh, you.
I think there's kind of like this. I'm sure it's very much not exclusive to the Bionicle community. It's just this is the one that I have the most experience with. I think there's this kind of like the LARPer mindset of like I need to like a need for power or for bureaucracy in fandom spaces, where it's like, trying to have a level of importance or sway in the community, not because you have an idea or because you have a cool concept or event you want to share, but just for the sake of kind of having a hierarchy and being somewhere in the hierarchy and deriving some sort of meaning from that, which, I just find kind of upsetting and like counterintuitive to like having a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like going through the list here and like trying to like, nah, that one's kind of just mean, or like that one's too out of pocket. I think another one is another aspect that I find kind of grating is like kind of a level of, I guess, equal parts like doomerism and optimism for the like fandom. Like there's people that are like, oh, Bionicle is so dead. The community's never been more dead. And this is so miserable, which I find pretty obnoxious. But then there's also people that, to me, it feels like they want to put the cat back in the bag, where it's like, oh, why can't we return to the days where, we had centralized forums and like more of a close-knit community? It's like, well, because have you looked at like who we are? People have formed their cliques, there are mutually exclusive people in this community. That's just kind of the nature of having such a small fandom, that you're going to have personalities that clash. And I think that the kind of the state we found ourselves in, where it's these strange little islands of Discord groups and friend groups, I think it's fine. I don't think it's this horrible, evil fate that we found ourselves in that we have to all be sad about 24/7 because, oh, Bionicle's so dead and we only get to talk to the people we like. What? Why, God? Why? Versus like, people that are like, come on, everybody, we just got to get back together, and we gotta get the band back together and have fun again. It's like, okay, just kind of be realistic. This is how it is, and make the best of it, I guess.
That's a fair perspective. I mean, like, something I've found great pleasure in the last couple of years is visiting public servers and just joining voice chats, especially with our friend, the Social Engine.
Yes, the Social Engine,
Dr. Bionicle.
I think it's an acquired taste. I don't think personally I would be doing that of my own volition. Like if I had if it was just me sitting alone with Discord open, I don't think I'd be jumping into those situations. But I'm more there as like a spectator.
I mean, you say that, but that is how I met you, actually, on the Rebel Nature server. Yes. Those were legendary calls, and I missed that server, truly. It was a good place to live. It was a good middle ground, honestly, to meet people.
Strange visuals really did kill the whole community.
Yeah. And then, as far as your comments about people only, like, LARPing for clout, like, why do you think I made Bonk Spotlight? I just want to be, get clout and, like, get invited to all the elite, Discord groups,
I wanted to feel important for once in my truck life.
No, you know that's not serious. But anyway, except for I want an invitation from. I'll believe that, but anyway.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes. Anyway, moving on. What's your favorite mock of your own at the moment?
Oh, that is a hard one. See, in my head, I have a pretty big mental separation between like Bionicle and System. Mm-hmm. So I think I have two answers here. As far as Bionicle, it's probably the goblins I made for last year's BioCup. I just was personally really happy with those. I used sand, green, and brown, which are two colors that I very rarely get to build with, let alone on a Bionicle. And I was just super happy with how those came out. I think they're very characterful. I ended up calling them Karald and Rastaban. I was very happy. And I don't think I outdid them with my next BioCup build, which was the only other Bionicle build I did since then. Well, not counting my little Matoran I did for the Av Matoran contest. So that would probably be my favorite Bionicle build I've done.
That's cool. For me personally, I think nothing will ever top your... Well, not that you're not making great builds, but for my own personal tastes, nothing will beat the Goon Goblin from BioCup 2023.
For me, the 20 what it was last year, the 2025 goblins were like a almost like a George Lucas special editioning for me, where I was like going back and like doing the things I wish I could have done with the Goon Goblin. And the major one was, God, I wish the goblin was actually green. Because like, why is the goblin black? Like that's, and I can tell you why. It's because black is a really easy color to build in. Because every piece ever comes in black, and it's super easy to make like a more organic shape out of that color compared to sand green.
Right.
And then finishing off, my favorite system build I've done is probably my custom Soundwave, which was like a DJ deck that could turn into Soundwave. And he had like a Gurren Lagann style face chest with like vinyl records as the eyes. Mm-hmm. Personally, that's probably like my favorite system thing I've built.
Yeah, that one's really cool. I remember when you posted that too.
Thank you.
Right before I knew anything about you.
Before you knew the depths of the depravity.
Yes. Speaking of mocks, again, I forgot to ask this before, but of the finalists in the Ignition contest, who do you think's gonna place top 3?
I mean, I might as well just say who I picked as top 3. And like, that would be my dream scenario of like if everybody had my taste.
Okay.
Which, to clarify, just because I don't want to like step on anyone's toes or like offend anyone with, thinking that their creations aren't as good. Most of my vote boiled down to, do I think this character will naturally stand next to Kopaka Fantoka as a believable Avmatoran? Like, does this actually look like a character that would exist in 2008 Bionicle? And that actually like really narrowed it down. There are like multiple entries that I really like, but they got beaten out because ultimately they just don't feel to me like a 2008 character. Okay, so I'm gonna go from the bottom up. My third place pick was Fritz, his Pomatoran. Well, not a Pomatoran, but his brown Avmatoran. I just think that one, looks cool. Looks like an Avmatoran, but I lost a couple points for like the very retro style hands and the use of a like a O1 style hard plastic mask instead of one of the larger style of kind of O4 and onward masks. Personally, I just think makes it feel a little bit less like an Avmatoran. My second place pick was actually yours, Chunga. Just looks like an Avmatoran, but a little bit more faithful to that source material. And I like the color scheme.
Oh, thank you. It was the right choice. Anyway.
And then my first place pick was Snoriki, which I think was Stoob, right?
Mm-hmm.
That one, I think, of the ones that actually feel like an Avmatoran, just has the most interesting build to me. Mm-hmm. I also, I think that, like to explain some of my rules for like what an Avmatoran should look like. One of them, which I think is less obvious, is that they should not use dark colors, which I kind of broke by replacing the dark gray with black on mine, but that was just because I was desperate and lazy, and I made that mock in like 2 minutes. but like most of the entries here don't use any like Metru colors. I think only Lux is one, which I think looks really cool, but just goes a little too far for me in terms of feeling an 08 Matoran. But like dark red, dark blue, all those darker Metro colors, those should be on a Shadow Matoran. Avmatoran should be like nice, bright colors. And like other ones, it's pretty obvious. Like, it should use Avmatoran parts. I think that goes without saying as far as trying to make it look like an Avmatoran.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I'd be happy if that one placed in the top 3 because I really like that one. It's got like a good like set look to it while still being unique.
Yeah, I like that. It brings variety through still using like mostly prefab pieces. Like it brings in like the Slicer arms, which are technically like out of time. Those were pretty old pieces. They would not be used in an Avmatoran, but they still feel like very prefab. They're like a single piece limb, so they look natural alongside an Avmatoran. Whereas builds that bring in like more custom limbs or CCBS, just personally, not to besmirch any builds in particular. I think all the finalists look quite nice. Personally, you lose me when you start to introduce kind of multi-part limbs or stuff that just doesn't have that kind of prefab toyetic look to it.
That's fair. I was going to say something I completely forgot. Oh yeah, the Slicer limb was actually used in a couple, or at least one.
Yes, it was used for Tellurus, the pilot of the Scorpio. I was thinking about that while I said that, but I figured no one would notice.
Well, I happen to own that set, and I'm a nerd, so I had to point it out.
That was also, they used it in Mada Yellow instead of recoloring it to Keat. And
that's true, yeah.
gave him disgusting, ugly, mismatched forearms with like broken elbows.
Yeah, it's a neat set. Personally, I think Chunga should win first place because it's the best,
I
obviously.
wonder why.
I don't honestly expect to be top 3 though. I think I would love Pow Jump to win. His Matoran's really cool. It's just weird. I just don't like it. It's different. But it still looks like a hero. Like it's got more of an animal look, but it's still got that heroic look to it.
Power Jumps is the like the color gradient one, right?
Yeah.
That one's cool. It just goes like a little too far for me.
That's fair. And then I think our friend Risebell has a pretty good chance.
Yeah.
And then I think Bionicle Boyfriend has a pretty good chance. Honestly, it's pink. It's got epic CCBS. I do. I like that one. I like it. I would be happy if that one too.
See, if that dropped the CCBS and went for a mask that was more era appropriate, like it doesn't need to be like an actual mask that was in production at the time, but like, you know, something from the '04 aesthetic shift and upwards, I would be more into it. I think I probably would have been had a chance in my top 3, probably.
I see. Fair enough. Speaking of these mocks from other creators, other than the contest, what are some mocks from others you've enjoyed recently?
Oh no, you're putting me on a spot here. I see oh man, so many mocks I see. It's just like shared in a group chat, and then I don't look at the name, and I'm like, I kind of just go like, "Damn, that's awesome," and then I move on.
Right.
Oh man, I'm trying to think. What's something I can pull up here? Oh, easy. Jack Frost, a very awesome builder. They made a character named, I think like Nico Robo. They're like a cat robot with like a TV head, which is like gotten pretty popular. Like there's like people doing like fan art of that thing. And I've seen, I don't want to like leak anything, but they have like a rabbit type character, which looks like it's supposed to be like related to the cat. And I think that looks incredible. That one I've seen whip pictures of recently. I think that looks awesome. Other ones I'm trying to think of. Most of what I have seen is like people's shadow Matorans that they're prepping for the contest, which has not been publicly announced, but we all know, like logically, they just did have Matoran. What could they possibly do next?
Mm-hmm.
But I know Socket Ball did a drop with some Makuta masks, some of those evil bat masks, and he did some mocks using those. He did this one dark red and black one using the Noble Shellac in melded dark red to black. I don't remember if he's posted it publicly yet, but I thought that was really awesome. I think it used the Invasion from Below pieces, the cocoon pieces for wings.
Yeah.
And he also used, like, naturally, because it's the black to dark red gradient, he used the Elec armor pieces, which I always thought had, like, a very similar texture and design to the cocoon pieces. So it was cool seeing someone use those in the same thing.
Sorry, you mean Kalma?
Kalma? I don't know.
The red one?
Yeah, the red one.
Yeah.
Kalma Harris? That's the one good Callan LOF joke.
Okay. I didn't know the source of that one.
But I'll shout out Lukey. They might have just made an account. They were in a couple public mocking servers I was in. Like they were like probably like 14-ish, like pretty young and like very opinionated.
Oh, you must have got along well with them.
So it was just like this interesting thing of like this kid comes in, causes a scene, and then like now it's been like 3 years and they're like cranking out like some of the coolest shit you've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like there was always like clear talent there, but it's cool to see that. And I think they just made their Instagram. I've pulled it up.
Yeah.
Like everything they do just has like such a distinct style of their own to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're pretty awesome. As far as like Transformers MOCs, since that is like pretty important to me, a shout out of some people. There is Logan Film Studios who does like mostly G1 style Transformers.
Mm-hmm. He's
very, very into like intricate, complex stuff. In fact, I'm just gonna switch to shouting people out. If I'm never gonna remember specific MOCs. So like Logan Film Studios does incredible, like G1 type stuff. He's very into like in the cartoon they would have the wheels disappear from a transformer because it was easier to draw them that way. Less detail. It's easier to draw it quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like crazy into hiding every wheel on a transformer or like filling in gaps and stuff like that. So always has very impressive mechanisms to his stuff. I already shouted them out. Rollout, IX. They are kind of like the OG. They don't really post anymore, but they do like simple stuff. If you're into Lego Transformers, you've probably heard of IX. So kind of pointless to shout them out, but I got to shout out the OG. Starscreamer 20, also amazing. I'm buddies with him on Discord, and we talk fairly often. Cade M80, I think their username is. I just know them as Cade these days. I don't know if they actually post that often, but they make really, really intricate, large Transformers. Like they do like, I think like 8 wide is like kind of their default as far as like 8 studs wide in car mode to clarify. So those are some examples of Transformers builders that I think make really awesome stuff.
Okay, that's cool. I don't know any of them personally because I'm not in that space as much, but I will pull them up for the video. I wanted to show one.
Oh wait.
Oh.
I want to do one more.
Okay.
One more that I just thought of. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you, but
that's okay.
This is a guy that I guess he took some of my designs and used them for his own interpretations of characters, and like basically like took the skeleton or the idea of something I made and like turned it into something almost brand new. And then since then, I think they've made like 2 or 3 completely brand new Transformers, and I'm just. Their name is Plastic Paddock. They're on Instagram and Twitter. And I think they make really, really cool stuff.
You got some little Bionicle builds too. Anyone else you'd like to shout out before I
I think that's enough shout outs.
Okay. All right. Well, I was just going to shout out our friend Mr. RO3, who does a lot of Bionicle Transformer MOCs. Usually they're just like super duper detailed, like untransforming models. Really nice stuff. But recently, in December, he made one. I don't know if it's a original character or not, but it is a really cool looking mech. And really cool looking transformer, and it actually transforms into a dinosaur that also looks really cool. So go check that out because that's really fucking
okay. I follow Mr. Row3. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it, but yeah, I've seen this one. I believe it says Slash in the description, which is an existing character, but it looks like their own interpretation of the character.
Okay.
Slash was like they created her for the 2014 movie where they had the dinosaurs, and then they cut her between concept art and production.
Oh, interesting. Did she ever get toys, or was it just like a concept?
Yeah, so they still made toys. But, well, I think the movie version was like, I don't know if it even got far enough to have a gender before they then made a toy, which would like, because it's a toy, it get default to male.
Right.
And then a couple years later, they did a set of combining Dinobots, and they made like a little like $10 Slash that was now female and in the classic 80s style, like red, silver, and gold color scheme, which I don't think actually combined in any way. But like it was just kind of like this tradition where you make a combiner team, you release like a $10 toy to go with it as like an accessory figure. They just kind of forgot to like make it actually an accessory.
Right. Maybe I'm just a pervert, but having a female Transformer named Slash kind of funny to me.
I think the original idea was that it would be like a hive mind of like several velociraptors. And like they were going to be like actual like life-sized, like human-sized velociraptors as opposed to the giant dinosaurs that were in the movie.
Oh.
So it would have been like while Optimus Prime is stomping around riding a T-Rex, there would be a swarm of Slashes infesting the Chinese streets.
That is a Steel Ball Run reference if I've ever seen one.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, you get cultured then. Anyway.
Yes, that mock is very cool.
You talked about that one dude making MOCs based on your MOCs. If you could choose any builder to make a MOV of some of your MOCs, who would you choose?
I think, like, if we're talking Bionicle, I think I would have to go the nostalgia pick of Shadow Gear.
Mm.
Like, if like Shadow Gear remade like a Bionicle OC of mine, and like I could like time travel back to 2013 and like show little kid me and like blow his mind.
That's cool.
Like, look, the Clockwork Tempest made yourself, Mark. Like, I think, like, I guess the interest in MOVs for me, like, not to besmirch the concept, for me, kind of never stuck past the transition from like parasocial to genuine social interactions.
Mm.
Like now I know so many people that I think make incredible stuff, but like I want to see them make their stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm sure like if like all my like there's this thing where people do Secret Santa or like birthday collabs.
Yeah.
Where they all like a friend group will all come together and make stuff based off that person's work for their birthday. Like if someone did that to me, I'm sure I would like think it's awesome and incredible. But like I don't really think about it particularly. Whereas like my weird parasocial love for Shadow Gear, there was definitely like that time where I was like, I would love nothing more than for Shadow Gear to build Ungarad myself, Mark.
Well, you never know. Maybe they're listening.
It's never too late.
Yeah, exactly. I see. I know you've been working on some mask designs recently. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So, it's been like a couple months since I've really built Lego. I just haven't been feeling it. So recently I've been getting back into kind of 3D modeling stuff as like a creative outlet since the Lego thing's not really doing it for me right now.
So like, what have you been making?
Well, before I was making a lot of Transformers stuff, like I was making transforming figures. But the thing is, those are very complex and require, like a printer to like test every part and make sure the tolerances are right. And I don't have a printer on me at the moment. So, most of what I'm making now, like I'm trying to stick to more simple or like kind of one piece things, like a mask, like a Bionicle mask or like a Bionicle piece, where it's not an intricate puzzle of like 10 different assemblies. Because while I like making those, I want to be able to print that. And it would just kind of drive me nuts Because like you can only get so far in that process before you need to test it. You
Yeah.
need to see if this thing actually works as a physical model. And like it would suck so hard if I, spent 2 days glued to my computer designing like a bumblebee, and then I had to drop the project because reached the point of needing a print.
Right. Well, I will be sure to show some of your mask designs if you like, because they're pretty cool.
Yes. I guess I should probably just mention it because if anyone like actually cares, they will probably paint it in a negative light. One of the masks I designed was a test a couple of years ago. Someone like fed like one of the crappy old AI image generating softwares, like all the Bionicle masks, and it pooped out this like giant sheet of like weird garbled AI masks. And like I had no involvement in the creation of that image. Personally, I hate AI. I think it like the thought of AI being used in creative spaces depresses me.
Mm-hmm.
But that image is already out there. And like some of them, looked interesting. So as practice for getting into making masks in 3D CAD, I took one of those and, based a mask around it, which is, it's on my 3D cults page. It's called the Noble Zath.
Right. Big one, yeah. Big weird box one, right?
It's it's like a clone Commander Cody visor if it went all the way around the face.
And then there's another one that you made, right?
There's been a couple. Which one are you thinking of?
I'm thinking of the one with like the Star Trek influence.
Oh yes. So there are these things called I think they're called like snow goggles, where it's these or they're called glasses or goggles, I don't know which, but they're these little like glasses that go in front of your eyes and have like tiny slits for eye holes. And you wear them so that the sun reflecting off the snow doesn't blind you. So like, if you're living up in northern Canada, and everywhere is snow, you kind of need eye protection to survive. And I saw those and I thought like that feels like such a like that feels like something they would culturally appropriate for making a Bionicle mask. So I was like, okay, I think that could be really cool, but like, I don't want to just literally slap like Inuit snow glasses on a Bionicle mask. So I was like, okay, well, how do you kind of sci-fi it up to be like, not just straight up cultural appropriation? I was like, oh, like a Geordie LaForge Star Trek visor. So like I kind of combined those two ideas into like a very simple retro style mask, which I'm personally pretty happy with.
Yeah, that one's really cool. I need to print that in like white or something because it would look really nice.
I have not released that publicly yet. I think, did you say the axle on it was a little too small?
I don't remember. Sorry.
Yeah, I think someone said something was a little bit weird about it that then I kind of forgot to fix, and I didn't post it publicly yet.
Oh, well. What's your favorite collab you've participated in?
I think it would probably be one that I ran. Robo Riders?
Yes.
So Robo Riders, their wheels, they have those like weird little characters printed on them.
Mm-hmm.
I got like a bunch of people to make every one of those characters, I'm pretty sure, as like fully fledged like Bionicle style builds. And like personally, I'm not like looking back at my build for that. I'm not really that like I think it's whatever. I'm not very happy with it anymore. But I think just like that as a concept and like everyone else made such incredible stuff for it, and I'm just like proud of that. I guess I'm like, yeah, that was a really cool one. I was very happy that I got so many people into that people agreed with me that was like untapped potential. Those really strange, bizarre, like forgettable little guys.
Uh-huh. When was that collab?
Long time ago. Let me get the exact date on my Flickr. It was... What was the date? Okay, 2022.
Very cool. I do remember this collab, actually. That's neat. I know you've participated in a variety of contests as well, and which has been your favorite?
A favorite contest is definitely BioCup. It's just like, to me, one of the more well-run ones, one of the less, like, there's less questionable stuff. Like most other contests I run into, like there's like one or two rules where I'm like, okay, guys, do we need that one? But with BioCup, I think generally the people running that have been on the same page as me, and I'm like, yeah, that is what I would have done, or that is like the ruling I would have done, and I've just had a lot of fun participating in it.
That's good. I do like BioCup in the sense that it's like there are things you can do to get a higher score, but you don't have to do them per se.
Yeah.
So it's nice and open ended there.
I also just really like the tournament style. Like there is something so, like, I guess, like official feeling about the tournament setup where like it really does feel like you are like boiling it down to the cream of the crop each year, kind of.
On the one hand, I think that's really cool, and it is really exciting to like see the results and stuff every round. But that it also gives me like the worst anxiety for some reason. It's terrible. Like even though I know I'm never going to like progress very far, like for some reason that chance of success, like, I don't. Every year I'm like I'm not doing BioCup this year because it's too stressful. But yeah,
Like you to wake up to the crushing announcement.
Yeah, it's not even crushing at this point. It's just like, oh well, I'm free now. But yeah. What's your favorite Bionicle related memory?
I think my first brick fair.
Okay.
I remember being kind of nervous, and like I think I saw like friends like off in the corner and being like, I'm pretty sure that's him, but do I walk up and just say hello, or like I don't want to like be weird. And then I think I was looking at Dr. Bionicle's self mock, and my friend Hookie walks up behind me, and we did like the Bane posting bit. He said, "Oh my God, Stu Scissors, you're a big guy." So I just turned and said, "For you."
That's really funny.
And like that was like that moment where I was like, "Okay, no, this is good." Like these are the same people that were on my phone. These are still my friends, you know.
Yeah, it's a really special feeling meeting people in real life. Which is why, like, when we met at Bricks in the Six, it was kind of odd because, like, I'd only known you for like a couple months at that point. So
Yeah.
like, meeting was cool, but it wasn't that like big moment, you know? Or, you know what I mean? Like there weren't like years and years of like online contact before that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like there wasn't much anticipation. I mean,
don't worry, I followed you home, and I am frogging in your basement right now.
Well, that's where I am right now, and that'll explain the weird noises coming from the laundry room, I guess.
No comment.
Yeah, I hope Bricks in the Six this year ends up working out to be a fun time. A bunch of our friends are going. We're planning to.
Yeah, I'm very hopeful about Bricks in the Six.
Yeah, and I don't have to go to America, so that's a dub for me.
Yeah, getting to stay in Canada, getting to like, as an Ontarian living within like a 2-hour area of the city, it's like, oh my God, I don't have to drive 9 hours or try and take a flight. I can just actually show up to the convention.
Yeah. Oh yes. Just drive, honestly.
And relax.
It's so nice. And then because I'm going to be driving, we can drive our American and British friends to Costco and shove poutine slop down their throats.
Yes. I remember this must have been 2023 Brick Fair. I drove down with my friend Ben, who might come to Bricks in the Six next.
Which Ben? There's like a million.
He is not like a Bionicle community member.
Okay.
He's like just like a dude I met at college. but Ben, we drove down and he wanted to try something at Costco. Like there's some American Costco menu item that is like famous, but I don't remember what it is.
Is it like the cheese
that we don't have?
That the little children like promote all the time? The chicken dip
maybe
or whatever.
Chicken dip, maybe. I genuinely don't remember what it was. But we were like, well, we have to go try it.
Yeah, go on.
5 big booms. But when we got there, like I guess it hadn't like kind of occurred in my head that like, oh yeah, poutine. Costco America is not going to have poutine, and like it was just so weird because like the Costco looks the exact same as any of them in Canada, but the menu is completely different. Like the only things they share are the like the hot dog and the ice cream, and I was like, no poutine,
no pizza,
no chicken tenders. Okay, they probably had the pizza and the chicken tenders. I just remember it looking so different and being like, what the heck? I thought this was Costco.
Oh, great.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I didn't really have any of those experiences in America the last time I went, but I did have McDonald's, and like the McDouble was like 1.5 times the size of the ones we have here. So I was like so stoked because I love McDoubles. So I'm like, fuck yeah, giant McDouble.
Really?
But it like made me shit myself, so I would not recommend.
See, my experience with American McDonald's has always been that it's like worse in every way.
Yeah, no, it is. That's what I mean. Like, it was
like their Big Macs have no flavor at all.
Really, I didn't.
Their fries taste like nothing. They just like ugh.
Yeah, so I can't wait to like force feed our friends like Canadian slop that's like 5% better than the American slop.
Yeah. I think going to America as a Canadian is like this strange, like uncanny valley.
Yeah.
Where fundamentally it's not very different, but there's just enough subtle differences that you're always a little bit like, you're just aware unconsciously, like this is not home.
Yes, no, for real. Like something like Emily and I always notice is like American flags just fucking everywhere, like no matter where you go. Mm-hmm. Like we have Canadian flags here and there, like schools and like public buildings and stuff, but like people don't tend to like put them in like their windows like often, whereas America it's like every house. Depends where you are, I guess, but yeah, it's crazy.
It's a different world.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else you'd like to shout out?
No, I think I've like most Bionicle people I would shout out. Like, I think I don't know if they need my shout out.
Okay.
It's like, oh, go follow that person that already has like thousands of followers. It's like I am not on the cutting edge. I'm not on the what's the expanse or like the frontier. I'm not on the frontier of Bionicle mocking anymore. I don't know any of them up and coming startups to shout out.
Right, that's fair. I don't usually do shout outs, but I'm gonna look through my saves and see if there's anything I want to shout out. I know Christian Faber made a new account and is like posting what's it called?
He made a new account?
I know, he's got another one and he's posting like Bionicle concept art on it. So that's fun.
What is it called?
He followed me today. Let me see. It's called Biochronicler. I'll send you one of his posts. Not that Christian Faber needs a shout out, but I mean, I know a lot of people are into like the behind the scenes Bionicle stuff, and it looks like he's going to be using that to post it. And like, maybe not talk about Rebel Nature, which is, you know, good with me because every time he
it is the Bionicle nostalgia baiting boomer in Rebel Nature has finally grown into a full person, like Jonas Fincher Jr.
Yeah. I will say Gnarlic Bonks. I think it's like Gnarlic Bonks. Also Gnarlic Bread, but his Bonk account is really cool. It's got a lot of like Galador-ish stuff. I don't know, a lot of cool stuff.
I know who that is, but I'm surprised I'm not following them. What the hell?
Yeah, they need more followers. There is someone I accidentally shouted out last week because I misheard the guest. Evan21. They make Hero Factory mocks and some Bionicle mocks, but like they also make like character mocks that are really fun. Like they made a Homer Simpson, like a Hero Factory Homer, and I love it so much.
Evan21.
It's like EVONN_21.
Oh.
Just I don't know, one of those accounts that makes me happy.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen this.
Yeah, they made they made an Optimus Prime Hero Factory. They made Wolverine. They made Invincible. Just really interesting. But then yeah, I don't know if I have anyone else to shout out.
Is that Captain Cold?
I don't know.
This has to be the only Hero Factory Captain Cold mock ever. That's crazy.
Who is Captain Cold?
He is Flash's ice villain.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Oh, is this the person who did the like the custom mask with like the Breeze 2.0 chin glued to the top of like a bulk helmet? Because I've seen that before. Is this the guy that came up with that? Interesting.
No idea.
See, I wasn't following them, but they also weren't following me, so I can plead ignorance here.
All right.
Our paths just never crossed.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah. Let's see here. We're almost done. Do you have any upcoming mocks or projects you're excited about?
Nothing I want to talk about publicly, but I do want to say that I do want to make more custom Bionicle or Bionicle inspired pieces, 3D modeling.
Wonderful.
So if people do not already know I'm on Colts 3D, they should go there, and there might be more Bionicle stuff coming out.
Awesome. You ever plan on selling anything, or you're just gonna release them for free?
Depends. Depends on a lot of things, but like as far as like STLs, like I'm probably never gonna sell like an STL.
Mm-hmm.
If I was gonna sell things, it would probably be like actual physical toys of some shape, like a 3D print, like stuff like that. I wouldn't be. I don't really want to sell like a file. I don't know. It just feels weird.
That's fair. But yeah, definitely check out Student stuff because he's making some cool stuff.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, who's your favorite Transformer?
Oh, probably Soundwave. I think Soundwave. It's 100%. The only reason I like him is because he has like his cassettes that are like, it's like he's a toy with like 5 other toys that can store in his chest. So that's just cool. But as I've grown up, I've come up with this new cope explanation for why I like Soundwave, which is that he's like this very like monotone, emotionless guy. He like his defining trait is that he just follows every order from Megatron and like is his most loyal soldier. So he's this very like no personality guy, but he also simultaneously has like 5 pets and children that he loves and live in his chest. And I think the contradiction of like the guy with the most pets and like the most family also being like this monotone like Nazi soldier who just wants to like who wants to hunt down those damn Autobots and do anything Megatron tells him, but he loves his cat. Like, I don't know. There's just something really interesting about that dichotomy to me.
Interesting. Very interesting. What are some of your other hobbies?
Does movies count as a hobby? Watching movies?
Yeah, sure.
When I was little, me and my brother would make movies and stuff. We would make terrible zombie movies with our friends at the beach. And I'm so thankful that they are not publicly available on YouTube anymore. Uh, they like 3D modeling, the Lego crap. That's kind of it. Like I'm pretty like set in my ways and like focused in on those things. Like there's so many. Like I think you could probably name like any creative outlet, and like I'd love to do it, but I also just like I don't know how.
Right.
I know how to make a cool Lego thing, or I know how to model a 3D CAD something. And like those are I'm so set in my ways where it's like, do I want to spend the next day trying to learn the fundamentals of some other creative system like music or writing and like pump out some cringe that I'm gonna hate in 2 days? Or would I rather like work on the thing that I've spent like my whole life honing that I will be happy with next week and still
Right.
be happy with what I've made? Probably not a healthy mindset, but sometimes you just want to make something.
Yeah, I think some things just click better with some people and other things don't, honestly. Because, like, I like listening to dubstep, and there was a time in my life where I wanted to try making my own, and I just could not figure it out for the life of me. But then something like 3D modeling, where, like, I did it a little bit in high school, like, with SolidWorks, and then I didn't touch it for, like, 13, 14 years, and then learning Blender, like, first 2 days I was having that like I can't do anything moment, but then like all of a sudden it clicked and I'm like, okay, this is cool, like I can do this, like, and be not totally disgusted with what I make. So that I think that helps a lot when you're starting a new hobby or a new skill, where it's like if you can understand it, like the fundamentals, to the point where you can make something that you don't hate, like you can still recognize it's like not great, but like it's okay, like I think that helps a lot.
Yeah, like I have like friends that are like in bands and they like music is their main thing. And like it's so inspiring. It's like it's like awe inspiring to like see them like see people my age, my peers just like making music. And like and it's like, God, I wish I could do that. But of course, when I was in high school, like I was in 1 week of guitar class before I dropped that shit. And I was like, I'm going into computer science.
Yeah. I mean, like, I played the trumpet in high school and I have a trumpet, but I don't ever play it, so I could probably, like, make some horrible fart sounds and then that's about it. Yeah, I don't know.
I think there was like one day where I was like, you know what? Like I just like I just for some reason was like I want to try and learn like a music notation website, or like one of those like websites where you can write the sheet music.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, like because like I genuinely have no concept of like any music theory or anything like that.
No?
Like the most I know about music is that I like how it sounds. So I was like, I was just like, what? Like, I was just like, I have nothing to do today. Why don't I just pull up one of those and just see what I can learn in a day? And like by the end of the day, I had like 3 notes that sounded terrible, and like I couldn't even like, write existing songs. Like I would pull up a song I like and find like the notation for the like the music note, the written notes,
right,
and plug them into the program. It would take me like 2 hours. And then it would sound terrible. I'd be like, I guess I'm doing something wrong here.
I mean, if you ever need a music teacher, you should go talk to Chronic Bionicle. He's like, that's his whole thing.
Do you mean Res Waveborn?
Yeah, Res Waveborn, Nova, Nuva, other names. But yeah, no, music is so challenging. Like, I remember learning about it in like elementary school and then a little in high school, but like again, it's just I don't think I'm geared that way to make music. Like I'm sure if I really put like my heart and soul into it, I could manage something, but like I can't get to the satisfied point fast enough for me to stick with it.
Yeah.
But whatever. Maybe someday. It's never too late.
Maybe someday. As my brain calcifies and loses plasticity, I will learn it tomorrow.
I mean, some people don't start their like music careers until like their middle age, and they still do great.
I'm just playing with you.
Anyway, when's your next YouTube video coming out? The 12-year-olds are dying to know.
To explain my absence, I was working on something really big for number 200. And then something happened and I like just completely got burnt out on Lego and lost any interest in working on it. And then I kind of just like I kept making videos on what I had already built, what I like had ready to go. And then I got so close to 200, I realized like I don't want to work on the giant project anymore. But I'm also like, even if I did start working on it, I couldn't get it done in time if I kept uploading videos.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized like, oh crap, like I need to stop making videos. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to get that out. And at this point, I kind of have to accept that's not going to be video number 200. So currently the hang up is like, I don't know if I want to start making videos until I've made a new transformer. Because I don't want to come back for 2 weeks with videos and then instantly go back into hiatus because I couldn't come up with new stuff.
Right.
So I guess to answer, I plan on coming back. I kind of have to. It's where I get my money.
Yeah.
It is my job, so I really should be doing it right now. And I do have like 4 things ready to go. It's just a matter of the Lego thing clicking in my brain again and like finding a new idea to jump on.
Yeah, it's hard to force it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, right now, my brain is like on 3D CAD mode, not Lego mode.
Could you make videos about your like 3D CAD transformers or something?
I should, but that would require, first of all, printing them, which I don't have my printers on me. And also, it's a matter of like what form does that video take? That's like a whole new kind of video.
Right.
But I do need to make videos on those at some point. I already have 2 things posted publicly on Cults, which I really should make videos on.
I mean, you could also just make a video about the process of making the models themselves, right?
Yeah, I've considered that, but like that gets into like a kind of video making that I don't know of my comfort level on.
Right.
Like I don't know how much progress I can make while screen recording and being conscious that I'm being watched, kind of.
No, I get that, yeah.
And like if I'm constantly thinking about like, do I need to stop to take a break, to take pictures? Because like, you know, when I'm working on something, like most projects, like they kind of go at a breakneck speed. Like when I'm into something, I kind of just keep going. Like it becomes my life. It's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And like I will forget to eat that day and then be like, oh my God, it's like 12 o'clock. I feel like I'm going to explode because I have to pee. I feel thirsty. I have a headache.
Aww.
And I'm hungry, but it's midnight and I have a Lego Transformer now.
Right.
So it's like, it's kind of like I did a couple videos where I recorded the building process of Lego Transformers, but I specifically worked on things that I knew I could get done in like a couple hours. Or like I didn't work on like a major project, which I was super passionate about because I don't know if I could work on like, say, my next iteration of Optimus Prime, which is like a project I'm going to be thinking hard about. I'm going to be coming up with new ideas while I'm doing that, trying to remember that I need to stop every few minutes to take a progress picture or to explain why I'm doing what I'm doing, kind of. Like, I feel like that could just like completely destroy the creative flow, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's tricky. I think live streaming a 3D modeling session could be really cool. That might be something to look into, especially now. Where I live now actually has like decent Wi-Fi. compared to when I was living at my parents' place. Their Wi-Fi is so awful. I could never live stream from that place.
Yeah, I remember you like
That would have been terrible.
dropping Minecraft every like 5 minutes.
Yeah, to explain, I was back home for Christmas this year, and we did a Minecraft server, and I literally would walk 2 blocks before it would crash my game. The freaking internet was so bad. Oh my god!
Well, I'm happy you're in a better situation now.
Yeah, the only downside, I guess, is I think the 3D modeling software I use, Onshape, I think it does just show your full legal name on the modeling page. So it would just be a matter of like being very careful while I use it, and like cropping the window, the recording window, so that no one sees my full legal name on full display. Mm-hmm. But I do think doing like a live stream showing people CAD modeling could be cool.
That's cool. Yeah, I might get some super chats or something.
eBay, guys, I need that money.
Oh man!
Turn into the DSP of custom mask modeling.
Oh yeah. Who are some other community members you'd be interested in hearing on the podcast in the future?
I think you should get the _double on here.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you could get. I don't know. If they would like, if it would be like a good back and forth in terms of like chemistry for like a podcast, but I think it could be interesting to get the 2 main resin casters I know, Socket and Nate, together. Because like they're like I think there's other resin casters, like there's Zion Tyro, and there's other ones I'm forgetting now. Does Buryu do any resin casting?
I believe all of his masks are resin. Yeah.
Well, are they casted or are they printed?
I don't fucking know.
Okay, because that's 2 different things. Well, I guess like because like getting like 2 of the resin casters, 2 people very knowledgeable in it that compare and contrast their experience with getting into that. I think that could be a really interesting perspective. Mm-hmm. And I think there's just like an inspiration story, like people taking Bionicle and doing new, like creating new stuff in a community that is so like hungry for it. Mm-hmm. I think you should get Duck Bricks and LJ.
Be a good double episode.
Yeah, that would be a good double episode. And because I've just talked about him like a couple times already in the podcast, I think Shadow Gear, if you can get Shadow Gear to come out of his like hibernation hole, like I think he's kind of sworn off the Bionicle community.
Wise.
Yeah, I think he had like some drama or something. Like I think he kind of just like got tired of the whole shtick, and I think he like kind of only talks to his wife these days.
Based.
Like, but he still builds. He just posted a mock like the other day, I think. Mm-hmm. So like if you could get him, if you could convince him to like make a public appearance, I think that could be really cool. I'd like to hear from him again.
Okay.
And I think that would be kind of my suggestions.
Okay, cool suggestions, especially _double. Speaking of which, I hear you're a member of an elite Bionicle society. How does one get invited to this group?
Well, to take your question seriously, I think you should never go about interacting with the Bionicle community as like from the perspective of I need to get into these friend groups. You should just work on making the coolest stuff you can, and the people that value what you are making will almost always naturally gravitate towards you. And like I think that it's kind of like this natural thing of like minds kind of find each other, and if you make cool stuff, people who find that stuff cool will find you and will want to be your friends. And if someone doesn't want to be your friend or doesn't think your stuff is cool, do you really want to be their friend? So I think just be who you are in this community, make cool shit, and cool people will find you, I think.
I was not expecting a genuine answer to that question, but that is honestly a good answer in general for any person looking to make friends in the community, just to be yourself and make what you want to make. And that's how I found all the friends I have. So
there's so many in groups now where you could not know what the culture is like in any one Bionicle friend group these days. So from an outsider perspective, you have no way of knowing if you actually want to be their friend. You kind of just have to be who you are and just meet people naturally. You can't rush into these things.
No, that is very wholesome.
There are big personalities in this fandom.
Don't I know? But no, that is good advice, genuinely. That was my last real question, though. Do you have any questions for me?
Why was I not on this sooner?
Well, I only met you. July-ish. I don't remember when we were on the Rebel Nature server.
You should have been begging for me on this podcast the second it started, buddy.
And then, I didn't really get to know you very much until, November, December. I think, watching, what's it called? 8 Crazy Nights was kind of the, pinnacle of, oh, okay, this guy's cool.
Oh, 8 Crazy Nights. It's a movie right there.
But no, when Student and I were hanging out at Bricks in the Six, I remember saying, pitching the idea. I was like, oh, would you like to, come on the podcast? And he was like, well, I would only like to come on if it's exclusive. I don't want to... I mean, to be fair, the podcast is more exclusive. When I started doing the spotlights, it was kind of like a come one, come all situation. And, that was too much for me to handle because
I told Alex if I was not getting the red carpet treatment, I would actually find his parents and
this is true, and unfortunately I have not been able to afford a Hollywood quality red carpet until now, so that's why it's been such a long wait. And I can confirm my parents are safe and healthy, so it's all.
Or is he's aware?
Anyway, anything else you'd like to include?
No, I think that mostly covers it.
All right. Well, that was a nice discussion then. Thanks.
Wonderful. It's been good to talk.
I hope it's been as elite and exclusive as you have hoped. I hope you enjoyed my discussion with Student. Which of his builds are your favorite? Be sure to check out Student Scissor's epic LEGO Transformers channel on YouTube, his Cults 3D page, go like and subscribe and all that crap. If there's a Bionicle community member you'd like to see featured, give a shout to @Bonk Spotlight on Instagram. And that's it for today's episode. Have a bonkin' good day.